Welcome back to my channel. And I am doing another Aldi haul, Aldi grocery store haul. And the reason why is because I needed to go in to get a couple of fresh produce things. And I came out with some items that I have been looking for a while. And I finally found at least one thing I know for sure that I have just been crying over because they didn't have it forever and ever and ever. And so I just decided to go ahead and do a whole shopping shebang. And yeah, back at Aldi twice in a couple of weeks. That's crazy for me right now. Spending the money. I think everything in this haul was over $100 again. My receipt is in the car. The only reason why I'm not doing a car haul is because the sun is setting. And actually it's setting right where I'm sitting at. You're probably going to see it on my face till it actually sets, because there's nothing I can do about it. I got a bunch of windows and I couldn't do it over on that side because my table is full of stuff that I've been decluttering. So anyway, I digress. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, share, comment. And if you're, new, stopping in, you don't know what in the heck's going on, yeah, we're doing some food hauling today from Aldi. Aldi is one of my favorite places to go buy. And I did stock up on things, because I actually cleaned out my pantry. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, so this is my makeshift pantry, and it's never been a great pantry. It used to be a washer and dryer room. Oops, sorry about that light. And so I just have kind of put stuff on top of each other. But what I organized was my food stuff. So there's my canned stuff, and there's all the things that I have up there. There's my George Foreman grill. You can kind of see that over there. And then I have a blender and all my good stuff over there. There's a big light, so I'm trying to be over that. Just up there is a little bit of storage, and then I have some stuff here. And I don't have a light up here. I do have some that I'm trying to put up to make it brighter, but I'm going to redo this whole thing. And yeah, I'm trying to even make this more organized, but it takes time. But at least I know what I got, and I'm just so glad that I finally organized it. Yeah, did what I got to do. And I'm happy. So let me go put what I bought today in here and make it all nice and neat. I realized that I didn't have as much things in there as I thought. I have things here and there. I had a lot of expired food. I looked some of it up to see if it was worth keeping, but I don't want to have that happen again, so I'm going to keep on top of what I'm getting. But I did get some more staple stuff, and we'll get into that. But if you're new, thank you for stopping by. I hope you'll click that subscribe bell and join the family. And hello to all of you that have subscribed in the last couple weeks, the last couple months. Thank you very, very much. And let's get into it. So, no rhyme or reason. Aldi is one of those things, when I go to an Aldi store, I get pretty much the same stuff. I am trying to do the low carb keto, but I'm gradually moving into it. I tried several times over the last couple months, really since the beginning of the year, to cut out certain things, and that's what I've been doing, guys. It is a long process, but I know myself, and I know it's going to take a minute for me to wean myself off of a lot of fast food, a lot of eating out, a lot of junk food. I say all that to say this is that I am in it's a work in progress. And I realized I don't have to do it overnight. I just have to do it, right? So now that I said all that, let's talk about what I got. Now, this first thing here is some potatoes. I got these because they were $4.99. My son has been asking me to make him some fried potatoes. I've really been hankering for some potato salad, and I want a baked potato here and there. I don't, these are full of carbs, but I feel like they're good carbs if you eat them the right way. I do love potatoes, don't get me wrong, but I don't keep them and I don't buy them because I can eat this whole bag. I mean, I love them that much. So I am going to be kind of making some things here and there for me, and I'm going to send probably most of this bag home with my son. But when I see them under, $3 or $4, I go ahead and pick them up because, it's not that bad of a deal. And I also have this gadget that I wanted to take at least one of the potatoes, or maybe two, that I can do homemade potato chips. So I had my plans on these potatoes for a while, and I went ahead and got them because they were up like $5 and $6, $7 at one point. These again are something well worth the money, I think, in my opinion. All right, I do buy these waters, guys. I don't have a water filtration on my water thing. And when I'm doing certain things, I just like to have, pure water in the jug. These were $1.19, which is still cheaper than other places. I have maybe 3 of them over there. I have one under my counter right here. And I use these when I'm making my coffee, when I'm doing different things. I got 3 of them. I wanted to get some more, but, I just picked up 3. They had tons of them. Sometimes they don't have these. And the weird thing is they go up in price. Sometimes they're like $1.49. Sometimes they're $1.25. They were $1.19. So I got that. Now I did grab this Loving Fresh white bread, $1.17, which is cheaper than some other stores. It goes until I think September 17th. My grandson loves sandwiches. He's into that. That's something that, we know he will eat. I'm not saying we just shove sandwiches down his throat 24/7, but he does like them. And when all else fails, when I won't give him chocolate milk because I'm trying to not be that glamour that just gives him chocolate milk the whole time and he fills up on that, I will give him a sandwich. Now he is coming over. I don't know if I'm going to put this video out tomorrow. This is actually Sunday. I don't even know what day it is. It's a Sunday and it's late in the day. It might go out tomorrow on Monday of whatever. It's after Labor Day, I know that. Or it'll go out one day during the week. It just depends on what goes on with my mom because she's not feeling the greatest either. She's got the same thing that I had like last week. So if we don't do a Mondays with Mom, you might be seeing this on a Monday. So I will be keeping my grandson on Saturday the 13th, which is my daughter's birthday. And, I wanted to have some things on hand. I did pick up this 6-count of Willow. This is the kind of knockoff of Scott's. It even says compared to Scott. This was $5.95. I know you probably could buy Scott if you had a coupon for that price, but I was at Aldi. I was only going to make one trip, but $5.95 for 6 rolls, which it says 1,000 sheets. Actually I said 6 rolls. I'm wrong. It's 12 rolls. Which equals 12,000 sheets, and I have used that in the pinch. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not a toilet paper snob like some people. All right. I know we talked about canned goods last week. When I went through my pantry run, there were some things that I didn't have. Now I know some people are talking about frozen vegetables, and maybe I will do that. But because I'm a prepper by nature. If you have a catastrophe and the power goes off, all the frozen stuff is going to go bad. That's happened to me, actually. That's one reason why I don't keep deep freezers anymore. The stuff gets ruined, and I don't want to go through that. I do love frozen vegetables, don't get me wrong. I love frozen okra, and that's the one thing I've been craving, and I can't find it, or I haven't found it in any of the stores that I've been to lately. But next best thing is I do get the canned, canned goods, even though they've gone up in price. But on my basket list, because I don't like to call it a bucket list, I call it my basket list. And I got that from probably a subscriber. Thank you very much. Whoever you are, raise your hand. Put it in the comments. I want to preserve. I want to learn how to can, fresh products and fresh foods and things like that. And that's my goal. One day, eventually, it's going to happen. But I was low on these tomatoes. This is the Happy Harvest whole potatoes. They were 76 cents. I got 3 of those that are the whole. And then I think I got 3 wholes. Nope, I didn't. I thought I did. I got 2 whole ones, which is a bummer. And then I got the sliced ones, which they were also 76 cents as well. And I got 4 of them. There's a total of 6 of them. And I don't care. The sliced ones is usually what I like to put in my green beans. But the whole ones, guys, when I have, not been able to get out of go to a store, or if I wasn't feeling good or whatever, I have, used these and made what I call block potatoes, which was basically boil them, put some butter in them with some chives. And as a side, it's good in a pinch. You got to do what you got to do. I like them. I'm just going to say I like them. I did go ahead and grab 2 more pork and beans because the other one that I bought is gone. I tore it up in 2 days' time. I don't even know how many servings it is. It says 3.5 servings. So I ate half a can one time and almost the other half the next day. So I picked up these and I just love them. They were 86 cents a piece. And then I had not been seeing the crushed tomatoes. Now, I'm hoping this is the right one, but we'd have this hoedown thing every year at my church, and my mom makes her homemade chili, and I want her to make me a big crock pot full of it too, because I've tried to make it, and my chili's okay, but it's never as good as my mama's. I'm just going to say it. And my mom doesn't do anything fancy. She uses those little chilies in the bag. I forgot the name of them. You know, I think it's Carol's or something like that. I don't know, but just very simple, and I like simple chili. I just like simple chili, and I believe the crushed tomatoes is what she always says she gets. And I have right now stewed tomatoes and diced tomatoes, but I don't have, and I have tomato paste and tomato sauce, but I don't have any crushed tomatoes. So I bought 3 of these, which these are huge. They're 28 ounces, and I'm hoping that this is the one she uses in chili. But even if she doesn't, if it's still not the right one, I can definitely put it in my vegetable soup, because I make big pots of vegetable soup at least 2 or 3 times during the winter time, and I make enough to feed the whole family. I send it off everywhere because I make a huge amount of it. I eat a little bit of it, and you know, it's good. I like vegetable soup, but I never make it the same twice. I mean, I do have a recipe, but I change it up every single time. I mean, it never is the same, but it's always good. Everybody raves about it. I also, did I tell you the price on it? Yeah, I told you the price on it. So this, I picked up one of these smaller packs of water as opposed to the bigger one. How many ounces in it? I think it's 8 ounces. I'm pretty sure it's 8 ounces, but let's make sure it's 2410. I'm wrong, 10 junior, 10 fluid ounces junior, and there's 24 of them. And guys, this was only $2.89. And you know, that's awesome. I put them some in the refrigerator, and then I keep some that I just drink lukewarm. The bigger bottles, I kind of take like my medicines and things like that with, and I'll keep it like in the bathroom area, or I'll keep it by my desk, especially if I'm going into a meeting and I need one. And last week, I guess that's why I went through a lot of the water, because I'm like, I just bought it. I had this tickling cough with my little cold or whatever it was, and I drank a lot of water. Okay, I've got about 5 more bags. I'm going to go through this and try not to make this super, super, super long. But in the meantime, I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Let me know what you're going to be cooking this week, or do you plan your meals out? I've got some ideas from some of the things that I bought before Labor Day, and some of the things that I bought now, and I'm going to try to stretch it out at least till the end of the month. That's my goal. We shall see. I needed lettuce. That's the only thing I want. That and okra. I was going to get some okra and probably some water, but I needed some lettuce, and my gosh, guys, lettuce has just gone up so high. This was $1.85, which is cheaper than it was at the other store I went to, Walmart, the other day. It was $2.09 there. So this is the Queen Victoria, and I'm going to wash it up. I'm going to put it in. I'm looking for a salad thing that's made for salad, but I do have this thing I got from the Dollar Tree that I just put it in there after I core it, and I'll just kind of leave it in there, and it keeps it fresher, and I can hold on to it, you know, a little while. If I leave it like this, it'll be rotten in 2 or 3 days time, probably a week at the most. But when I buy lettuce, I plan lettuce meals. So I'm making tacos, I'm making BLT sandwiches, I'm gonna make some grilled chicken salad, also some grilled Caesar wraps. And what else was I gonna get? Oh, and I'm also going to be making salads on the side for, you know, side salads. So I'm gonna try to use this up, because the last 200 or 300 times I bought the lettuce, and I do it with cabbage, I'm so conditioned of eating out or eating junk or snacking, and I don't eat what I'm supposed to do, and I let the thing rot. And we can't do that. We cannot do that. I did buy this because I was hungry when I went into the store, and I always put it off that my son is the one who likes Hamburger Helper, but they didn't have Hamburger Helper name brand at Aldi, but he does like it, and I like those potatoes. I'm going to be, when I do make this, but it's actually going to go in the pantry for like when it gets, you know, what I call the winter months, and maybe I want some comfort food. And I always make this, and then I will eat what I try to eat a serving, you know, if I can, and be good. And I'm not 100% that I have to have the stuff, but I crave it because I grew up on it, my kids grew up on it, and it's just like an old staple meal. Now, I used to know how to make this homemade with I did the stroganoff, the beef noodle, and the cheeseburger one. Of course, it never tasted like the box one, and it took forever for me to make it. But I got away from those things. Maybe I'll have to get back to it. It was $2.20. Well, it wasn't even on sale. But because I know my son's always asking me to cook stuff for him, I'm like, let me just get it and I'll have it. And then one day when he's needing me to come to the rescue, I'm just kidding. All right, now I did buy 2 of these original chilies with beans. I found that I had one. I also keep these on hand for whatever reason. I know it's a tried and true thing. I was out, only had 1 can. These were $1.89 a piece. And guys, I like to go, what I'm doing is I'm stocking up on things that I can, you know, have as a backup, because, you know, I had a bunch of stuff, but I've actually been eating. I've been eating it all up, eating all my pantry foods. And, you know, if I remember to do it, I'll take a little video of where I cleaned up most of it. It looks so much better. I'm not going to do the breakdown of me how I did it because I forgot to film it, because that's how I roll. Guys, I've been decluttering like crazy, and then I'm thinking, gosh, I forgot to film the doggone stuff for you to see that I'm getting it done. But my pantry is one of those things, it'll be clean for a hot minute, and then it's going to go right back terrible, because sometimes it's like that, right? Comment, let me know if your pantry is just sparkling. And, you know, like on the YouTube things where they do everything and everything's so perfect and pretty. It'd be nice. Now, I might get some slack for this, but I did buy, and I normally get the albacore all white tuna, but I got this Northern Catch chunky light tuna in oil, okay? Now, I used to get the water, but when I go on this, you know, kind of keto low carb thing, I need fats. I mean, it's just one of those things. I didn't realize that one. I think that one fell when the lady was ringing it up. It fell off and it bent it. I don't like to have bent cans, but it is when there's another one. And she apologized about it, the cashier lady, but I was like, but I wasn't about to go walk and get no more. But these were 89 cents a piece, and I don't always see them with the oil. I mean, I know I see them, but for under $1. I'm going to be making some tuna. I'm going to be making some recipes that call for tuna that are going to be very interesting. So I'm hoping I can, you know, get that out to you guys and you can see what I'm talking about. I've been finding some things that I want to make and video. And yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. All right, now, next bag. And I don't have these. When I was packing them up, I was just throwing stuff in there. I have nothing in any kind of category. Okay, I know I have another, oh, there it is right there. I do have 2 cheeses. Guys, they had the big old 6-pounder. No, it was 8 pounds of the cheese. And I normally get a mozzarella, and I normally get a cheddar one. I think it was mild cheddar. It might have been sharp cheddar. But it was $6.89 for 8. And then I thought, well, I don't, you know, most of the things I'm not going to have a lot of things I'm using for cheese at the moment, but I always need to have some cheese on hand. This goes to like January of 2026, so I don't never make it that long. Usually my cheese, if I make it 2 or 3 weeks, I'm doing good. This was, it had a little red sticker and it said 4 cups. And I don't know if the other one was 8 cups, I'm sure of that. It was $6.89, and this one was $3.29, or maybe it was $3.39. I don't know, it was one of that, but 4 cups. And I just kind of said to in my head, when I buy the big ones, I wind up breaking them in 2 different containers and packages, because you can't have a big one unless you're going to use it for one, you know, big thing and be done with it, because it gets smelly. I don't like smelly cheese, and when my stuff gets smelly, and it's because somebody didn't Ziploc it back up or whatever, I can't eat it. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I don't want that to happen. So I just got this one, the mild cheddar, because I was out. I needed that one. And then I picked up this 3-cup ones, and these are also by the Happy Farms by Aldi. And this goes also to January 2026. This is for the taco salads. I'm making an enchilada thingy, keto kind of thing. And I wanted Mexican cheese for that. And sometimes, guys, I just like to snack on this. I'll eat this just out of the bag. I'll put some in a little container, and I'll just eat off of it with some olives and some nuts. I mean, that's just how I roll. It just depends what my mood is. This was a $2.79. So the 3-cup ones were $2.79, and the 4-cup ones were $3.29, I believe it is. Okay, I did get some pepperoni because I'm trying to find my little snack thing I can put in the air fryer. I also can make what I call pizza toppings, which is bacon bits, Italian sausage, pepperoni, and if you want to put some ground beef or regular sausage or whatever, in little cups, and I eat them straight like that. This was $2.79, and it is a 6 ounce. I thought it was 16. I was like, wow, that's a lot. Okay, I did buy some corn because one of my meals, and I don't have any tagine or tagine. I don't know how you pronounce that stuff, and they did not have it at Aldi. I was so angry with that. But I want to make some elote with some corn. I'll probably have I might even cut them in half and make extras for the family as a, when they come over for a family night. But I've been wanting just some corn on the cob with elote and some seasoning. That tagine, guys, that stuff is so good. This was $2.99, and I wanted it, and that was a splurge thing right there. Now, I did pick up another thing of watermelon because my grandson devoured, and I mean he devoured it. They didn't have many to choose from, but it does say that it goes till September 18th, and I'm going to tell you this was $3.75 or $3.95, I don't know. I get them because they're already sliced up, and I know my grandson loves these. He likes them, and I do too, so we'll eat those up real quick. This was something I bought to keep in the freezer. I don't know. I have a love-hate with mozzarella sticks, but I have had this one as appetitos before, and they also have the jalapeno poppers with the cream cheese or with the with the cheddar cheese. But I didn't get those because these are not a low carb nothing. And this really is like one of those things when I'm just fainting and I'm like just want something to curb my snack attack. And I went ahead and picked it up, and I will put like 2 of them in the air fryer, and they're very good. That brand is very good. This is another one. Last time I bought the garlic toast, and it was an 8 count, and I've had a couple of them with some lasagna that I'm going to show you here in a minute. If you didn't watch that last Aldi's video, I got some good lasagna at a great price. It's already been eaten up with my family, and I got another one to put in the freezer for another day. But this is garlic bread sticks. There's 6 of them. This was $2.19. Why I like these is because I can pull out 1 or 2 and use, do them like a serving size, or I can make a big batch of them for the family if we do like a spaghetti night or that lasagna night, which was a big hit. Picked up not one, there's another one of these. Guys, I've been going through this so much, and I did find a recycling place to send them, so I don't know if I'm going to do crafts with my bottles, my empty bottles or whatever, or just recycle them. We shall see. These were $1.69, and my goodness, this is the sparkling mineral water, and they do have the regular water if you're not into sparkling. But this has been really good to help me get off the Coke Zeros because it's sparkling and it's fancy, and when it's ice cold, oh my gosh, it's very, very delicious. I really, really, really enjoy it with my meals. I did pick up another one of these because of the restaurant French fries. This is that extra crispy Season's Choice. Guys, this is a big bag, 26.46 ounces. The only thing is that they're extra crispy, and I noticed when we were eating them, I'm like, these taste a little bit harder than, I wanted softer like French fries like you get like at McDonald's. So I've learned not to put these in the air fryer as long as they say. I was doing them for like 8 minutes, and I now probably do it for like 5 minutes and see how that goes. It says filled to frozen. That's one good thing. Now, we ate a lot of these over the Labor Day weekend, and I got this really mostly to keep in the freezer for future stuff. And when I have a French fry snack attack. And here is the other lasagna. I made this, and I actually added all the rest of my cheese that I had left. That's why I needed to get some more. Guys, I went ahead and bought this Bremer. This is lasagna with meat sauce. Now, again, if you didn't catch my last video, I know how to make lasagna. I don't make it because it's very fattening for me. It's one of my kryptonite foods. So I keep things like this on hand when I'm super tired and people come over and they're like, you got something to eat? I'm hungry. My son doesn't necessarily like lasagna, but my daughter does. And, I was keeping this. I picked up another one because the price was $5. Now, they had another one that was an upscale one, kind of like maybe a knockoff of Stouffer's for $14.97. I'm sure it probably is better than this one, but this one was not too shabby. Another viral recipe that I'm going to be doing called for some Parmesan finely shredded cheese. I do have some that almost is about to expire in my refrigerator, and I know I paid a couple of bucks for that. These were on a Red Dot special or whatever for $1.99 a piece. They go until January 2026. I bought not one but two because I'm going to be making some grilled chicken Caesar salads, some Caesar wraps, and I'm going to be making this recipe, but I've got to get some flat pickles, and I don't have them here in this haul, but stay tuned for that. So I went ahead and picked up a couple of those. Now, remember I told you guys that I had found an item, and that's the only reason why I'm doing this haul really, is because most of the stuff, you know, is stuff, I don't even think it's anything really special that's I haven't shown before, but I have been looking for this butter for ever because I got away from margarine, and I'd use real butter, but I use sticks, and I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I have to leave it out, and you know, I just don't want to use that kind of butter. I want some spreadable butter, just like I got that spreadable cream cheese. This is Countryside Creamery spreadable butter with olive oil and sea salt. I didn't get not one, not two, but three, and I almost got another one, but the reason why I didn't is because the expiration date is February 15th of 2026, and I'll use it, but I'm not going to use it that fast. I mean, it takes you a while to get through it because I don't, you know, go through that, but I wanted it, and I'm going to freeze it if it gets closer. I'm going to freeze it if I don't. These were $3.89, and let me tell you the ingredients on them. Pasteurized butter, derived from milk, olive oil, and sea salt. That's the ingredients on it. And I have been looking because when I got the last one that went away, I said, oh, I'll go pick up some. That was a year ago. I know it's been a year ago, so I just been strictly, you know, keeping butter out so I can have some that's, you know, soft. And it's okay, but I really was tickled when I saw those, and yeah, I probably should have got a couple more, but I didn't. Okay, what's next? So I did pick up a thing of mashed potatoes because I don't have any. And I can make homemade mashed potatoes, but I keep this, you know, in my pantry. I had a couple of big boxes that I got from Aldi's, but my son took some of it home, and I've also used, you know, a box of it for different things. But either way, I want to keep this in my pantry because I always have that on hand for emergencies and things like that. Here's that other bottle of Italian sparkling mineral water. Very delish. And then I did pick up some bananas. I'm hoping that they're real kind of green. I don't even have my receipt, but I know they were like 49 cents a pound, so I don't know what it was. I'm just going to go on a limb saying it was probably like $1, maybe even. And these are for my grandson, and I hope they kind of ripen up a little bit more before he comes. I want to show you guys that stuff last. One more bag here, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm getting there. Now, again, I don't have the receipt in front of me, but I remember, I think this was $1.19. I usually get like 4 Roma tomatoes for my salads and things like that. I did grab the mini avocados because I'm going to, you know, have a lot of, you know, taco salads and things like that. I like to have these for snack. This was $3.15. This is that Mission. And, you know, these are pretty hard. I wanted to make sure that I didn't get any soft ones because the last time I did it, I ate like 3 of them and the others went bad real quick. But these are the mini ones. And, you know, I have been known to eat 2 of them at one time if that was what I was going to eat for lunch. But these, I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to snack on them and try to get 1 a day. I love avocados. They're good for you. And I don't think $3.15 is too shabby. So, yeah. I did grab 1 vegetable oil, even though I'm trying not to cook with this at all. But I always keep some on hand. I was completely out. I use a lot of olive oil and a lot of avocado oil and things like that. But for things when I'm cooking like the fried potatoes and all that for my kids, they like this stuff. And I do every once in a while need vegetable oil. This was $2.89. The canola oil was like $3 on up. Yeah, I did grab, even though I got 2 of these last time I went, they were like 2 something. This was $1.99. The salsa, and oh my gosh, I love this Casa Mamamita's mild salsa. So I went ahead and grabbed one. I've got 1 in my refrigerator, 1 in my pantry, and that's going to be a backup. Another thing I grabbed for the pantry for stocking up is the mayonnaise. Guys, I've been telling you the mayonnaise was, was like $4 almost at one point. Then it went to like $3.89. And then the last couple I got were like $3.09. Well, they had these for $2.99. So I didn't get not one, two. I got 3 of them. And I have 2 in there. And I've got one that's almost empty and one that's in my refrigerator. So I usually always pick up mayonnaise every other trip, but I had not been going. And I told you guys, my son, he comes shopping at my house and sometimes takes things and he doesn't remind me that he took it. And I'm like, where's all my stuff at? But I'm okay with that because I know he's using it and I know it's going to a good cause. All right, last bag was just some frivolous stuff that I bought that was on the red tag. Because if you don't know, look for those red tags, guys. They had seasonal stuff. They had a lot of stuff, but I wasn't in the market for all that stuff because, you got to pick and choose what you want to do. But they had the it's the La Cura, maybe? It's the kids and the adult sports sunscreen. This is 50, it's 50 broad spectrum, SPF 50, continuous spray, 5.5 ounces. They only had one kids one, by the way. And then I got these 2 here because they were 50 for the sports sunscreen. And then they had this one. I just like the color of the can. It was also the sports one, but it's 30 SPF. And it's continuous spray. It's, doesn't get in your eyes. It's waterproof. And they had them on the red little sale for 59 cents. Now, they do go out sometime in 2026. It looks like it says November 2026. So it'll be okay for me to, utilize these. And I didn't even know. I know everything has an expiration date, but I'm pretty sure I have used doggone sunscreen over the date before in my life. But I didn't have any. I have no sunscreen. My daughter was like, you don't have any sunscreen? I was like, no, I don't. I have not. I ran out of it. And I refused to pay $15, $20, $30 for that stuff. So 59 cents. And then last but not least, guys, this is something I don't even know if I'm just going to maybe do a test taste on it or maybe pass it on to someone who might want it. I just thought it was a cute little fun way to wrap up the haul. This is that Choice, I have no idea. It's CHOCEUR, Choicer. I'm pretty sure it's a German name. And I'm butchering it. But they had 2 different flavors of this bark. They had the Neapolitan bark, and then they had the birthday cake bark. And what it is, it's basically just bark. And this one, like for the Neapolitan, is strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate flavored bark. And this one here is the birthday cake. And it just says birthday cake flavored with bark with funfetti. And there's quite a bit in here because I was filling them. There's 5 ounces in each bag. Guys, they had them on the red special for 99 cents. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead and pick them up and try them. I might taste test a couple of them and, like I said, pass them off. They're not close to expiration either. They're good till June 2026 on that one and June 2026 on that one. I don't know why they were 99 cents. Maybe nobody was buying them to, eat them. But worst case scenario for my grandson's birthday, we might can put these out. I'm definitely gonna be trying one of these at some point. Neapolitan bark and birthday cake bark. So $100 and blah 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 dollars later. What about $117 later? Yeah, this is what I got. I got no meats really, not much, but I had got some last time, and I do have plenty of chicken thighs, chicken breast, and those frozen chicken, diced chicken things that you get in the bags. I have so much of that in there I got to go through. And I have tons of hamburger meat. So I'm pretty good, and a lot of bacon and sausage and all that good stuff. So I'm really thinking I'm good for a good couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even longer. And I just need to go in for, fresh produce. And here's the problem. I went in for fresh produce for the lettuce, and this is what happened. So the next time I go on the next trip, which will probably be maybe not this weekend, but maybe the following weekend, I'm gonna try to go every other weekend if I can. I'm gonna have a list, and I'm gonna go strictly off that list. And then if I see some things that are, just special, I might pick up a thing here or there, but yeah, I think I'm good to go. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. If you hung out to the end of the video, go ahead and put Neapolitan in the comments. And I say that because that's the last thing that was on my mind at the end of the video, and I just think that was pretty cool. Yeah, put Neapolitan, and definitely don't forget to click that like bell, subscribe, share, comment. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe bell and subscribe. I know I repeated that, but also whatever that hype thing is, I don't even know. I've got to research it, but hype my videos if you can. Tell everybody about them. Make sure you come back very, very soon to catch me in my next one. All right, guys, I'll see you when I see you. Bye. And they got everything you want to have for fall. Pumpkin pie, apple pie, vanilla nut pumpkin pie, oatmeal cookie coffee. Snickerdoodles, peach cider. I mean, they got everything, even the candles.